you have the brand new shell. This little tiny thing in the middle of my palm of my hand. And then they grow to the lightning whelk, which is this shell, but they will also get to be bigger.
Oh, like a conch?
And no, it's a whelk.
A whelk?
W-E-L-K. This is a conch.
Yeah, they all look the same there.
No, they don't. Look at this one has a big point.
Yeah.
This one is flat.
That's
Front
right.
of it is flat. It doesn't have this elongated point.
Right.
So the difference between a whelk and a conch is that a conch has a much more open aperture.
Yeah.
And the whelk is also flatter on front. Has a real small point rather than an elongated point.
Right.
And you will also see a lot of these on the beach. You see all these holes in here?
Mm-hmm.
So those are done by little tiny sea worms.
Really?
So they're literally boring through the shell looking for something to eat.
Right.
And cause that perforated shell look. And here's the worm that does it. This is a whole glob of them. You know how you usually find worms sometime if you're fishing,
Yep.
They're all stuck together?
Yep.
Well, this is the same thing. These are the guys that eat holes in there.
Do they eat the holes in there while that guy's still alive?
Nope, this is a shell that would have been either died or attacked. Somebody else ate them, and then the shell was lying on the bottom, and they just bore up through it. What you're looking at there is the snail's foot.
Oh, yeah?
This is called the operculum. The operculum is when the horse conch retracts back into the shell, and this is his trap door.
Right. That's the part you see that kind of opens and closes.
Correct.
Yeah.
It'll be all the way on the bottom.
That is neat. And then that's a regular old sponge.
Yep, regular sponge. And you'll notice that they're very hard.
Yeah.
And full of sand. It just rains sand after they've been rescued. In order to get them to be sponge-like you find up at the sponge docks, you need to soak them in denatured alcohol for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
And that breaks down that sponge structure and it gives you then a soft sponge.
Right.
So two different types of tulip shells. This is a common tulip. And this is a banded tulip. The common tulip will have plainer, grayer surface, and they also get quite large. Maybe get twice as big as this for a good big specimen. And the banded tulip only gets to be maybe a little bit larger than this and has definite bands around it. So
right.
Banded and common.
So you do this, you said maybe once a month or so? This presentation?
Every third Monday.
Every third Monday?
Of the month.
From what time to what time?
I'm usually here about 8:30, but the lecture is basically from 9 until 10:30, 11, depending on interest of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm also with Turtle Trackers.
I see that.
We're responsible for a area from Upham Beach all the way to the end of Shell Key. We monitor the nests. We track all the data. And we're here every single day, rain or shine, to check and see if there are any new nests, and we identify them.
Right. Yeah, I'll go walking down at Fort DeSoto, and I see there's a lot of them staked out there, you know, the nesting areas.
Correct. That is a county park. So the county park rangers are the ones that take care of that particular area. So each area up and down the coast will have a permit, which is designated by the state for individuals to work on that.
Right.
So you have to be qualified.
You live here in St. Pete?
Yes, just off of Treasure Island Causeway over by, what's the name of the school? Admiral Farragut.
Admiral Farragut, yeah. Yeah, I go that way, the back way up towards...
Take Park Street and go up north, yep.
Target.
Yeah, out to J-Tar-J.
Yeah, that's funny. I grew up in Lakeland, Florida, inland here, and a little rural high school called Kathleen, and we played Admiral Farragut for our homecoming game.
Right.
Because it was the only team that we had a chance of beating. You know, Admiral Farragut back then probably had 100 kids, you know, in the class.
Sure. Well, there's been a lot of construction lately, and adding two big new buildings, and so it's growing. It's growing.
And they built some kind of like, or they turned it into like a little hotel pretty close to there.
That is on the corner of Park and Central, and I'm sorry I can't tell you the name of it, but it has been...
Is it like a spa or something?
Well, it was actually in end of World War II, was a military hospital, and it was purchased a few years ago, and it is now a historic bed and breakfast.
Oh, okay.
That's what the sign says out front.
Something to make a buck on.
Yeah,
That's good.
Absolutely.
And what's your name?
My name is Gary Ludwig.
Gary? Nice to meet you. Hey,
Same-
it's really
same here.
nice of you doing stuff like this. People
Thank
could
you.
learn a lot.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Gary. I'm Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
I emailed you. How are you?
Good.
I texted you, whatever. Good. You're easy to